If you're a true Liverpool fan, subscribe to Anfield Signal.
Richard Hughes has found ideal Konate replacement. He will cost £47 million. Liverpool are always on the lookout for the next wave of defensive talents. The recent acquisitions of Giovanni Leone and Jeremy Jacquet provide good examples of sporting director Richard Hughes safeguarding for the future. Leone, 19, was brought in from Parma on a £26 million deal last summer and is expected to be fit for the start of next season. Jacquet is due to arrive in summer once his £62 million move from Rennes is concluded. With uncertainty over Ibrahima Konate's future and Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez out of contract in 2027, it's understandable why the Premier League champions are seeking recruits at center-back. And now a new report in SportsBoom is claiming that the Anfield side are at the front of the queue for RC Lens's impressive young stoppers Samson Baidu. Situation summary. Samson Baidu is a 21-year-old Austrian center-back who joined Lens from Red Bull Salzburg in summer 2025 for around €8 million on a 5-year deal to 2030. Signed after the exits of Abdulkadir Kusanov and Kevin Danso, he has quickly become a first-choice defender and a key reason Lens have pushed towards the top of League One with one of the division's best defensive records this season. Baidu plays mainly as a left-sided center-back with occasional use at right-back and is noted for his physical presence, recovery pace, and comfort playing through pressure, ranking highly in blocks, passing accuracy, and aerial duels. His performances have driven a rapid increase in valuation and attracted strong interest from Premier League clubs. A minor recent injury has been described as a short-term setback rather than a major issue. Baidu is the ideal successor. 21-year-old Samson Baidu is catching the eye of Europe's top clubs due to his blend of physical dominance and technical skill as a center-back with RC Lens, the report reads. Liverpool and Manchester City are leading the pursuit with a potential transfer fee in the €45 million to €55 million range. Despite a recent injury setback, Baidu is expected to return to action soon, with scouts eager to assess his abilities. The summer of 2026 could see him make a move to the Premier League. Konate, 26, could end up leaving Anfield on a free transfer this summer, opening up a gap in the heart of defense, and the report suggests that Baidu has been hand-picked by Liverpool recruiters as the man to replace the France international as soon as next season. Liverpool ready to put Baidu straight in the team. Leaked reports suggest that Liverpool has identified Baidu as the ideal successor and has already compiled a comprehensive dataset on him, the report states. Although the club officially labels him as not for sale, behind-the-scenes preparations are being made for record-breaking bids. Lens is expected to open negotiations in the €45 million to €55 million range, £38 million to £47 million, a figure that would shatter the club's transfer record. It is rumored that Manchester City is discussing a buy and loan back formula for a year to continue his development, while Liverpool is reportedly ready to sit at the table this summer to integrate him directly into their starting 11 rotation.
Virgil van Dijk makes high-stakes Liverpool transfer admission over Champions League failure. Virgil van Dijk admits qualification to the Champions League will have a huge impact on what Liverpool are able to do in this summer's transfer window. Virgil van Dijk accepts failure to qualify for the Champions League will have a detrimental impact on what Liverpool are able to do in this summer's transfer window. And the Red skipper also said Tuesday night's 2-1 loss to rock-bottom Wolves, which was their 9th defeat the campaign, was unacceptable as the team suffered a damaging result in their efforts to secure qualification to next season's European Cup. After a largely incident-free first period, Wolves scored with their first shot on target with 12 minutes remaining when Rodrigo Gomez clipped over Alisson Becker. Mohamed Salah registered his first league goal since November 1st, shortly after, to set up a grandstand finish, but it was Rob Edwards' relegation-threatened hosts who picked up just their third win of the term, thanks to Andre Trindade's 93rd-minute effort, which deflected via substitute Joe Gomez. It leaves Liverpool in 5th, ahead of Aston Villa's visit from Chelsea on Wednesday night, and Van Dijk knows how important qualification to the lucrative Champions League is to the club's aims of rebuilding the squad in the transfer window. 100% it will have impact, Van Dijk conceded. The stakes are very high. Listen, if you play for Liverpool, it's always been like that. It's down to us, together with our fans, to get the results we need to get into the Champions League.
We're also still playing in the Champions League and the FA Cup this season and trying to make it successful. Now the decisive period starts. We have to just go for it. We have to take this on the chin, no matter how hard it is to take. Either we get it and we deserve it, or we don't get it and we don't deserve it. We have to go through our difficulties to get consistency. It's part of the process of this team. Everyone wants to win. Tonight was disappointing and poor. The standards we've set over the past few weeks, especially in terms of defending as a unit, tonight it wasn't good enough, especially in the last 10 minutes. Before that, we were solid, but at the end, we were too eager to score the winner, and then it opened up massively. Of course, with all due respect, it's Wolves away. You score the equalizer, and you feel like you've got the momentum to push on. But we just weren't good enough tonight, especially in that sense. We had opportunities to hurt them on the break, but we couldn't find the last pass. That was the reality to me. Van Dijk also revealed that Slot was visibly angry at halftime after an insipid 45 minutes where the visitors failed to create anything of note against a side who have lost 20 of their 30 games played this term. Yeah, he was angry, Van Dijk said. Of course, he had every right because we played poorly. That was already the case in the first half. Second half, maybe there was more urgency, but it still wasn't good enough. He had every right to be angry. 4 was decent. 4 good results in difficult games. With the season that we're having, I don't think there was a lot of optimism in that sense. But we found a way to win, to defend well, and to score from set pieces. Tonight, we lost, and that's all down to ourselves. It's very disappointing. It's down to us to learn from it and turn it around, but it's tough for us to take, and it's tough for our fans to take. We have to keep going. We come back here on Friday, and we want to go far in the FA Cup, so we have to turn up here on Friday with a totally different quality and different performance on the pitch.
Arne Slot should know brutal truth after most embarrassing defeat of Liverpool's season. As the ecstatic Wolves bench sprinted past him down the touchline during another manic additional time period, Arne Slot cut a rather more sombre figure. Small wonder. Just when the Liverpool boss had thought this season had thrown everything at him, along came another reminder of why his team continued to scrabble around among the also-rans in the hope of salvaging Champions League qualification. It was bad enough the Reds slumped to yet another last-gasp defeat to miss the opportunity to at least temporarily move back into the top 4, but that it came against a team that had previously won just 2 of 29 Premier League games and had long given up hope of survival made this arguably the most embarrassing defeat of a campaign that continues to offer so many contenders. Was it misfortune that Liverpool, having dragged themselves level when Mohamed Salah ended his goal drought to equalise substitute Rodrigo Gomez's opener, were ultimately undone by Andre's shot taking a massive deflection off Joe Gomez 4 minutes into injury time? Undoubtedly. You make your own luck, however, and there could be few arguments that if one team deserved to win this game, it was Wolves. While it wasn't simply a question of the home team wanting it more, what was beyond dispute is that Liverpool simply didn't show sufficient ambition going forward, despite dominating possession until it was too late. It didn't help that the midfield lacked bite. Ryan Gravenberch hooked at half-time after a weak showing, while Alexis McAllister faded from view, and even Dominic Szoboszlai couldn't hold things together all by himself. And some things are surely more than just coincidence. Unlike against West Ham United at the weekend, the inability to convert numerous set-piece opportunities, substitute Curtis Jones is probably still wondering how he didn't score from one, highlighted the growing problem of scoring from open play. Florian Wirtz, as at Nottingham Forest a fortnight ago, was sorely missed. The Reds got away with a lackadaisical performance at the City Ground. They didn't here. This was the 10th time Liverpool saw a goal after the 90th minute change the outcome of a Premier League game this season, and the 5th occasion on which they had lost, the first time a side have been beaten so many times in such a manner in the competition.
Throw in the draws at Fulham and Leeds United, and that's 9 points they have frittered away, the difference between their current predicament and comfortably being in third place. Indeed, all 3 of the defeats the Reds have suffered in the last 22 games in all competitions have come when conceding during the extra period. Salah's goal on 83 minutes, intercepting a poor pass from Jean-Rickner Bellegarde to race forward and hit a shot that home goalkeeper Jose Sarr couldn't keep out, was his first in 11 Premier League games. It was, though, out of keeping with a poor overall performance, summed up shortly afterwards when, sprinting towards goal with players free either side, the Egyptian directed his pass straight at a retreating Wolves defender. But he wasn't alone. Hugo Ekitike spent far too much time away from the centre-forward position due to lack of service, while Cody Gakpo's endeavour wasn't matched with his end product. Telling then that Rio Nummoha made an instant impact from the bench with a low shot Sarr had to turn against the post. The 17-year-old must surely start the FA Cup 5th round match here on Friday. Despite their lowly position, Wolves went into the game having lost just 1 of their previous 5 games, and buoyed by Friday's 2-0 home win over neighbours Aston Villa. Coming after the 2-2 draw at home to leaders Arsenal, Rob Edwards' side are starting to connect with the Molineux faithful again as they continue to rebuild after a dismal campaign.
Slot admitted before the game Liverpool had largely been unable to capitalize on the pace they sought to inject into their attacking efforts this season, with Jeremy Frimpong making only his 7th Premier League start and Alexander Isak still weeks away from a return from his broken leg. That the main talking point of a tepid first half was the intrigue over Szoboszlai's new braided hairstyle underlined how little action there was. Wolves were reluctant to push too many players forward, and their attempts to counter were too quickly doused either by poor passing or simple Liverpool defending. The Reds, though, couldn't really make any inroads on the home rearguard as, McAllister aside, they labored without really threatening. Frimpong struck horribly over from the edge of the area after a brilliant Ekitike run from inside his own half, while Gakpo and Szoboszlai both shot at Sarr. But 6 minutes after the break, the outstretched leg of Gakpo prevented Jones, on for Gravenberch at the interval, from scoring the opener with his chest after Ekitike had flicked on Salah's corner, the ball hitting the bar before being cleared. Good defending from Ladislav Krejci then prevented McAllister from tapping in an Ekitike cross after the Liverpool striker was released down the left by Gakpo, while Szoboszlai dragged an ambitious shot harmlessly wide. Then, with 78 minutes gone, Rodrigo Gomez lit the spark for the dramatic finale when finishing confidently after fellow substitute Tolu Arokadare was too strong for Virgil van Dijk. The two teams will now do it all again at Molineux on Friday evening. With so much still on the line this season, Liverpool have to get this sorry defeat out of their system as soon as possible.